doing that live.
Yo.
The Sevan Podcast. The Sevan Podcast. Where is it? The Sevan Podcast. Yeah, somewhere back. Oh, it's up there. And Barbell Spin, Brian Spin from the Barbell Spin. Good to have you. Thanks for doing this late night for you, huh?
Hey, no problem. Happy to be here.
And maybe my mic is off because I have the wrong settings on. Oh, I do have the wrong settings.
Better?
It's clear. Just turn it up a little bit. There you
go.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you. I knew something was wrong. I went to the movies today. I went and saw Trolls 3 with my kids. And I started talking back to the screen. The movie theater was empty. I was like, oh, holy shit. And I was like doing that. I've never done that in a movie theater before.
Getting old.
No, it's my blackness coming out. I'm
okay.
Settled in. You ever been to the movie? You ever gone to the movies in like all black neighborhood where you're the only person and they talk to the screen, right?
Oh, yeah.
Culture, yeah, culture.
Well, I didn't go to the actual movie, but in that theater, it was like, was it Medea's whatever show, and it just came out, and the line was, we were the minority there for sure.
And you made it into the show, and you made it into the theater.
It was a different movie, but yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience.
Yeah, and I was talking to the screen and shit and answering my cell phone. I culturally appropriated. Well, I mean, it would have been, except I know. Sevan went and saw the movie. My kids love seeing that side of me. I think that shirt proves that you are not black. No, this is. I heard that this video, Courtney. I heard that we're going. Go ahead, Caleb. Ogle. I heard that
nice.
Dave's. I'm going to be going to war tonight. I've gotten some warnings. So I put on my war shirt.
I am very curious to hear what you have to say.
I'm putting on my war shirt, and Caleb's put on his jacket.
Yes.
Caleb's here. Brian Spin is here. I am here. This is the week in review of the Dave Castro week in review. Dave is the voice of CrossFit HQ, and I am the voice of all of CrossFit. After I plagiarized from the fastest source for CrossFit news in the space, the Barbell Spin. There's not even a close second place. It's just him and then a bunch of plagiarizers.
If they even could try to do that.
I do. I'm fucking great at it. Plagiarize the fuck.
I know you do. Yes.
Plagiarize the fuck.
Go for it.
Josh Bray, Sevi is half black, half Anglo, half Hispanic. Caleb, by the end of the show, I want to know if that's legit math right there. Half black, half Anglo, half Hispanic. You don't have to answer quickly, but get some pencil and paper and find out.
Think about it. Long division here.
Yeah,
math checks out. It's about as good as your spelling.
This shirt, we should do a spelling bee. Someone's idea was that we should do a spelling bee, the Illuminati spelling bee.
Yeah.
And hey, you know what? We should all come on the show. We should do that, and we should all be wearing masks so no one can see who's who.
Ski mask.
Holy shit. This shirt was not 50% off. This shirt was $155 at the Scottsdale Mall. And actually, now that I think about it, the lady said since it was my first purchase there, I could get 15% off. Okay. So this one's going to be, for some reason, I guess Dave gets a little squirrely here. I don't know what he says exactly. But a bunch of people have called me and texted me and been like, oh, shit. This says, we can review Greg competing with us. Okay. All right. My thoughts. Competing with us. I wonder what that means. Greg competing with us. My thoughts, olive oil update and other comments. We'll give this a thumbs up. Before maybe I have some ill will towards the old TDC. Have you guys listened to it?
Yes.
What do you think? What do you think, Spin? Is he aggressive? Am I wearing the right shirt? Am I ready to go to war?
It's why I said yes to come on this show.
Oh wow, okay.
I want to hear what you have to say firsthand.
Firsthand, okay, all right. Oh shit, historic fit and woke Castro. Normally I would just get really pissed at you for saying that, but I'm gonna let that one slide. Mike Poolboy, the last time I worked out an affiliate a couple weeks ago, Mike was my partner. See how I said that? How I worded that? I was working out at the local affiliate recently with Bull Boy. Sevan looks like a homeless Leonard from The Big Bang Theory with that shirt on.
Oh yeah.
How
here you
come-
go. Hold on.
How come I'm always homeless? Oh, is that Leonard?
Yeah, on the right here.
I'll take it. Basically, Dave said blame Greg. Blame Greg for what?
We'll let you watch this first.
Oh, this is going to be good. Holy shit. I don't know. I don't know if that spoils it. Blames him for what? Because the implications would be that if there's something to blame Greg for, that Dave also thinks that there's something wrong. TDC, the Dave Castro continues the goodwill dump. Hey, how about all this shit that's coming out? I guess I haven't gone over there and looked, but I guess that really attractive blonde lady that hangs out with Roman isn't just his translator, but it's his agent, which would then explain that, well, when I had Roman on the show, so much of the shit wasn't getting translated properly because she was kind of like manipulating it to make him look the way she thought he should look, even though she claims she never has done that. But now there's like this big... I guess there's a lot of eyeballs on Roman and what he said. How exciting for Roman.
You mean when he spoke for 10 minutes and then she answered in 30 seconds that
Yeah.
she was summarizing
and that everywhere Roman supposedly said that Adler touched him or hit him or bumped him, but when I asked him face to face on the show, supposedly he said no. But I'm pretty sure he said yes, but my Russian's not so good. Oh shit, Dan Guerrero, Dave trying to secure that bag of cash. All right, here we go, guys. Maybe your mic is off because of your outfit. Maybe your mic is off. Is my mic on? Can you guys hear me okay?
No, you're good.
Sound good.
All right. I look good. I sound good. I don't look fucking homeless. Fuck you. But it seems to be a theme. No one's ever like, you look like Big Bird. It's like, you look like homeless Big Bird. No one's ever like, you look like Al Pacino. It's always like, you look like homeless Al Pacino. It's like, fucking A, dude. Can't I just be just like, just a... All right. Hey, Mr. Sloppy, how are you? Okay, here we go.
In review, December 18th, 2023. Jumping into comments. At Tony
There's an echo.
Minatola 9515. Is CrossFit HQ or yourself concerned about Greg Glassman starting a new CrossFit company after his non-compete is up in August? So we haven't talked about it at all. There hasn't been any leadership discussions on this topic. Am I worried about it? No. I think
when he says we haven't talked about it, does he mean him and Greg haven't talked about it, or him and people at HQ haven't talked about it?
I took it as him and HQ have not been talking about it.
Okay. And then my next question would be, or comment would be, well, of course you're not worried about it, because then you'd have fucking two companies you could work for. You're titillated. You're excited. But here we go. People at HQ, Clock says. Okay, so no one at HQ has talked about it. Okay. All right. Here we go. Tell me if it echoes again. I'm not going to mute myself. I'm just going to keep the volume low. Let's see. Here we go.
I don't think I know Greg, still talk to him. Haven't spent a lot of time with him recently. We've both been really busy. I think he's really happy. I don't think he wants to compete with CrossFit on a fitness level. And here's one of the reasons why I say that. Even prior to Greg selling.
Greg has straight up said on this show several times that if anyone wanted to start some sort of business that involves the affiliates, that he would help them. He would be in support of that. What that means or looks like, but I do think that the other part is accurate. What Dave said, that Greg has made it seem like he has no plans to lead something like that. But also maybe Greg's just saying that because his non-compete's not up yet. I don't know. It's also weird that how much he has talked about it. He's being more vocal than ever. Around the $1,500 increase, his whole thing was, hey, these fucking people had the NSCA, your biggest enemy, up against the ropes, and they let them go. And now they want more money from you. That's weird. I mean, that's a kind of a nail in the coffin. That's a hard one to push back on.
Yeah, I noticed that he was talking more bluntly about CrossFit and how it's being managed and run lately, which I thought was interesting.
The organization that was spreading lies about CrossFit that's been cited 500 times or whatever, that it's dangerous, CrossFit had against the ropes, and that only hurts the affiliates. CrossFit HQ had them against the ropes and could have taken them out of existence forever, and instead CrossFit HQ took money from them that they did not give to the affiliates. I mean, that's a really fucking strong point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go.
CrossFit, the last few years leading up to that, I feel like he had moved on from fitness. In his mind, he'd been there, he'd done that, he'd solved the fitness dilemma, and he was really intrigued by and dedicating his time to the science, the science path and the flawed science and broken science and all the stuff he's doing there. Educating people on why consensus science really isn't science and all the topics related to that.
Yeah, 100%. Greg said that. Hey, I'm swimming upstream. This was just fucking, I'm paraphrasing and being a little hyperbolic, but this fitness stuff is just baby stuff that was prepping me for the big picture.
And so that's where his passion was, even as he owned and was running CrossFit. And to this day, that realm has taken more of his focus and interest. So Greg,
all of his focus and all of his interest. I don't hear him really talking. The only time I ever hear him talking about fitness at all is when he's on this show and people ask questions.
Coming back to call it the fitness world and creating a fitness entity to compete with us, the Greg I know, I just don't think is interested in going down that road or going that route.
I will say this, Greg is looking for an audience that he can share these tools with. And this audience and this community is always very excited to hear from the creator, Greg Glassman. And he knows that these people, one of the reasons they liked him is because he held the middle finger up in the air to the world, and people like that. And it doesn't hurt the fact that we just had all this propaganda for 9 billion people to take drugs from Pfizer, and Greg was against it, and they were looking for a hero. So I think Greg has transcended, I think the affiliates and Greg have transcended the, quote, fitness space. A lot of them have. Do you agree with that?
Yes. And I guess my question is, do the affiliates need help on the actual fitness piece of it? Right? Like everybody can teach the movements, right? Like there's a way to teach the fitness easily, but if you have 10,000 affiliates that are helping spread Greg's new passion, right? Or what he's really focusing on now, it expands. It kind of takes what he did in 2019 when he blew it up and was just focused on health, and he got the doctors involved.
The corruption, the ills of modern medicine. Yeah.
Right. And now you take it and you flip it, and that's the most important piece, but there's also this fitness component that's with it, and you bring people in both from that direction, almost an opposite way of what CrossFit's doing now.
Hey, it's kind of like I'm getting ready to sell toothpaste to you fuckers, and Dave's selling fucking olive oil to you, and I don't know. Car Saunders is selling stringless tampons. I mean, I don't know. Like everyone's got their thing that they're trying to push on their crowd because this is the crowd, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look I found a toothpaste that's perfect. You know, Dave found the olive oil. Greg found some more smart shit to say.
Yep.
All right.
I believe there's external forces and people really pushing him to include those in his inner circle, to include maybe someone like Sevan.
Wait, what the fuck did he just say?
You're included, Sevan.
No, I am not. Listen, I am not pushing Greg at all. Zero to build a competing company at all. None. Zero. Zero.
To include even affiliates that are pressing and pushing him to do something to create something to compete with us, yeah, for sure. I still don't think that Greg's heart or interest is in that. Now, so let's say he were to create
Did he say that he knows that I'm doing that, or did he speculate?
No, I think it was speculation that others around him, including you, are
Yeah, no.
lobbying for that in some
No.
degree.
I like Greg just right where he's at. I like him. I don't want to make any fast movements. I'm good. But also if Greg decided to, like, fuck, it'd be great for the podcast.
Broken Science affiliates. I think that his message and his recommendation would be for people to do CrossFit style training, which at the end of the day, in that would be pushing people to do CrossFit. So I don't worry about him competing against us, or I don't see it as an outcome here. If he did like go into fitness and create another fitness brand and try to run seminars for fitness and try to run affiliates for fitness, I'd be tremendously disappointed in him. I would think it's just vindictive and not genuine. Because at the end of the day, I feel like there's a lot of false narratives out there on what happened. You do have to remember, and we do have to acknowledge, Greg voluntarily sold the company. He had a choice. He had a choice in this, and he chose to make a lot of money and to walk away, which fine, great. That's awesome. And that's the path he went. But I think a lot of people want to paint this picture that he was driven out. Oh, sure. There was a lot of community sentiment that was.
Okay, hold on. I think he's doing a little sleight of hand here. He's basically saying that one thing he's saying that the first sleight of hand is that Greg wouldn't, if Greg did start something up, it would be CrossFit like. Well, yeah, he fucking invented it. It would actually be not only CrossFit like, but it would stick to CrossFit. And we would do constantly varied functional movement executed at high intensity, observable, repeatable shit. We would probably wouldn't do exactly what CrossFit's doing now, because we wouldn't be doing lonely. That would be the byproduct. We wouldn't be doing happiness. That would be the byproduct of doing it. We would go back to we make planes so that they fly. We don't worry about making planes so that you're happy. We don't vote. We don't vote whether a plane can actually fly or not. We if it flies, we get behind that. And so in that regard, yeah, of course. So he's trying to make it seem like it's not his anymore because he sold it. Okay. On one level, I wholeheartedly, he hasn't said anything that's not true, but it's the way he's framing it. It's still, Greg came up with those ideas. Of course, he's going to do it. And now I think where he's going to go is because he sold it. When he sold it, part of that was that his non-compete would be up in 4 years. That's part of the sale. It's fine. That's part of the sale. If the people who bought it didn't want him to compete for 10 years, they should have put 10 years. If they didn't want him to compete ever, they should have put ever. Am I?
What is CrossFit doing today that has taken what Greg built and advanced it forward?
Is that a trick question?
No, no. I mean, it's.
I mean, okay. Can Caleb go first? Well, I think of something.
I don't have a hard time answering too, because I feel like a lot of the only thing that really hasn't changed is the education. Like, you're still getting the same education whenever you take it L1, whenever you take the L2, whenever you take the L3. Any of the, I mean, I guess I don't think they've added any new.
You could say
specialty seminars.
The CAP program. I mean, we flirted back and forth with that stuff. So they have a CAP, but they added a DEI council. They started hiring people, and they had a racist council. They added that, hiring, firing, and facilitating relationships based on genitalia and skin color. So they did that. They did bring that. They fully heartedly embraced racism. So in that regard, they brought that. They brought the CAP program, which I heard is a fantastic program. They raised affiliate fees by a significant portion. They've reduced the media team even further. Just when you thought that it couldn't be any worse than when it was in 2018, it's
yeah. So
So I don't know. I don't know.
CrossFit's not made anything that would say that it's different from when Greg ran it in a forward positive way. It's still the exact same thing.
Right. With some. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that. Okay. Let's go there. Let's go there. Okay. Yeah. I like that. Okay. So same thing. Okay. But he's saying that he would be disappointed in Greg if Greg started a competing company.
Against him, there was a lot of momentum where people were very vocal and he didn't feel supported. But fuck, man, Greg's been attacked and not supported for decades, and he had no issue with that shit hitting him on the back and just rolling off. All of a sudden, to think now he was so devastated that he had to walk away. He didn't walk away. He had a really big offer. He took it and he stepped away. He sold CrossFit. He sold the methodology. He sold the company. He sold what he created. Through that time, during that moment.
Hey, that's very accurate. That's all very accurate. This was the biggest thing, that obstacle I think that Greg hit. It was the closest thing to home, but Greg did sell it. I've said that on this show 20 times when people are like, but he was canceled or this or that. I'm like, nah, he sold it, and he sold it for a shitload of money. I agree with Dave. But I think Dave is trying to say that in the sense that then he shouldn't be allowed to start something new. And I don't see the leap he's making there. Yeah, some people, a lot of people turned on him. Not that many, maybe 500 affiliates. And we know now that a lot of the people who turned on him, like this guy, Andrew Charlesworth, that was interviewed by Hillary. He's like, I don't even know why I posted the black square. Some hockey player at my gym told me to do it, so I did it. I just did it.
Wow, that was good.
Thank you. It's kind of like a penguin. It was kind of like a Batman character I was doing. W.C. Fields penguin type, right?
Yeah.
So I think I was only like 20% there. I was really going to start feeling that character. I might introduce that character into the show. Andrew
you
Charles.
should play that out some more. Yeah, I like that.
Hey, if we don't have a guest tomorrow, maybe you and I could do some with you. Oh yes, oh yes.
There you go.
Thank you, Courtney. More Courtney. More Courtney. Who cares what she says? Just bring it up. Okay. Here we go.
In history, he had multiple offers that were frankly an eighth of what he ended up taking. And he said no to all his
Holy
offers.
shit. Dave's fucking letting it fly. Devin, what do people who canceled Greg think would happen in a post-Greg era? Some new owner would pay millions of dollars and not put money first, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Amazing picture. Yeah, in defense of the people who own it, yeah, that's exactly I used to say this when people would get upset with what Greg did. Dude, it's fucking his. And you know what? It's fucking theirs. If they want to raise the affiliate fees to $10,000, yeah. I like the way Andrew Hiller said it and Souza said it. Like, hey, either pay the fee or don't. Don't trip. We got shit to do. Yeah, of course. Yeah, they want to make cash. And Don was fucking great in that interview on the Lone Ranger podcast. Did you see that, Spin? He said they want to make 20% return. They want to make $40 million every single year. I ain't hating on that. I'm gonna make $40 million too.
Yeah.
I just bought a new movie theater. That shit ain't cheap.
You have the nice chairs, the reclining ones?
No, just your standard. They recline. Yeah, they lean. They lean. They're not recline. You know what I mean? They lean. Still better than what they have in my town. I'm Andrew Charlesworth. We sit on wooden boxes in my. I'm from Flint, Michigan.
And I was around at this point. I witnessed it all happening. The offers were very insulting. And at one point, he created a number in his mind, and he said, "This is the number I will sell for. And if anybody hits that number, I am going to sell CrossFit." And then Eric Rosa came along, and Eric Rosa offered him something that was not within the realm of Greg's number. And Greg said, "No way. Here's my number." And I think that number was even high in Greg's mind relative to all these other offers that he was getting, that nobody was going to need it. Well, then Eric came back and said, "Hey, he got private equity involved." He came back and said, "Hey, we can make that number happen. And through all of this is actually when I was, for this brief time running, I was the CEO of CrossFit. I saw what was going to happen. We were going to get through it. We were going to finish. We were going to get through on the other side. And, you know, the heat against Greg was going to diminish. I actually really, for Greg's legacy, it would have been tremendous to see him stay and us get through that, because through COVID, it would have done so much for his legacy and for CrossFit.
I mean, now he's just, some of the details are off, but now he's spot on. There's a guy who works at CrossFit now. I'm pretty sure he reached out to me on my Instagram. He said, "Hey, I have a buddy who will give your buddy 10-figure deal for CrossFit." I looked at what I got out a pencil and paper. I looked at what a 10-figure deal is. And I told Greg, I said, "Hey, dude, some dude said that they'll pay you $1 billion, a bill for CrossFit. You want this dude's number?" And he said, "Yeah." And then Greg realized they had been trying to contact him through other ways. They met. Greg gave him the number. The guy said, "Cool, don't take any more offers. I got it for you." But and that's what went down. This guy, and I didn't get a cent. I got fired. Stupid. And I was accused of all sorts of crazy shit, like trying to sabotage the deal and just insane shit. Rosa was a complete fucking idiot retard. And when I met him, it's like clearly obvious he's a complete idiot retard. He's as smart as a Texas Instruments calculator. He is just a broken ding dong.
You open up to play games on it?
No, he can't. I would tell you some stories about hanging out with his kids on the first day I met him that are just fucking absolutely insane. Some of the most insane shit I've ever seen. Some of the behaviors between him and his kids. I think something's off with Rosa.
He's got mental health issues, obviously.
But I mean more than that. Like something's off. So but I do agree with Dave. We would have come through this, and who gives a fuck if there would have only been 7,000 gyms? It would have been insane. Like, I totally agree. And Greg, this brand would be so strong, it would be mind-boggling, because Greg would have gone through 2 years of saying, "Fuck you." You have to remember, this was right at the pandemic, you know, the so-called pandemic. Everything was closing.
You think that would have changed the outcome of the reaction from the United States if he would have stayed on?
I don't know. I think we're really small fish in a really big pond, but it would have galvanized this community. Like, it would have been like, like you're in a fight with your neighbor and the power goes out for a week and you guys are best friends cooking at each other's house and shit. You know what I mean? It's like, it would have I really agree with Dave. This thing would have been nuts.
I think you would have gotten people who aren't into the fitness realm who agreed with his ideology and moved into that fitness realm.
Oh, yes. You mean just people who saw him stand? Yes.
That
yes.
were anti-49er, and now they're like, "Oh, I like what this guy's saying. Let me hear more about it. Oh, he's running CrossFit. Let me go check it out. I never thought I would like it before, but I agree with him on this point, so let me do that."
Like, I think if, like, let me tell you a brand that went the other way. Like, if I see someone wearing Noble or Cartwright, I just think they're a tool just right away. Oh, you're a tool. Now, they can work themselves out of being a tool, but I just think they're a tool because I just know what those companies stand for. And the fact that you would give money to them is horrible. I think CrossFit would have been the exact opposite.
Now think about if he does create a competing entity.
Right.
That has that same ideology.
Right.
Who does he attract? Does that same thing happen?
I do agree with Dave. I don't think he wants to do that, but we'll see. But and Dave's wrong. I'm not encouraging Greg to do that either. But if he did, it'd be good for the podcast. It's fun to talk about. You think it would galvanize a bunch of really good people to come together?
Yes. Yeah, I think it would be those who would make that switch, or who join, right, or come back or create a new affiliate. The passion and the intensity that they would have for what he's trying to move would be so much stronger.
He's sharp as a rock still, man.
For him to have been involved at that time. But he made the choice. He sold the company. He took the money and he left. And to some degree, like when I see people saying, this, like, Greg wouldn't have done this, or this is not how Greg would do things, or I wish Greg was still here, blah, blah, blah. Greg got driven away. All of that, I even think and want to say, if there's anything you're unhappy with now or that you don't like that CrossFit's doing, the irony in all of this is you actually should blame Greg. and I'm not saying I'm not blaming him for anything. I fucking love the guy. But I'm just trying to put some context behind all of this. The reason why I say, if you're upset with...
That's not true. I'm going to let him play a little bit more. There's a leap there of logic going there. That's not true. That's like, hey, I left my kids at home and then they got fucking murdered and it's my fault. It's like, I don't know about that.
Things we're doing, if you don't like the direction it's going, ultimately Greg sold it and stepped away. And then so this idea that Greg sold it and then stepped away and made a lot of fucking money, made money to change his life, and I'm fucking very happy that he did, and to change his family's life, call it generational wealth. Now, a few years later, that he'll come back to compete with us. It's not, I don't think it's not the Greg I know. And I don't I don't know why he would even be interested in stepping back in fitness.
Boy, this is starting to feel like propaganda. Like he's building a wall or a hedge against something.
I kept wondering why he's going so in depth on this. Because it's been eating at him for a while.
Maybe. It is. A lot of people do say Dave is very truth oriented, and it probably does bother him when people say Greg was driven out or canceled or had to sell the company because he did have that choice. So I think that part I get, but the rest of this, I'm like, hey, dude, there are videos out there where Greg says, hey, I can't ever imagine selling, and I never will sell. But if I do sell, I think Hiller maybe even put it up. If I do sell, what would I do? I would just rebuild another one. And when this company was almost taken from him by his ex-wife and Anthos, he immediately started bringing everyone together, including Dave, being like, hey, this is our next company. And he had started laying the groundwork for the competing company that would fucking wipe out CrossFit. And so I think Dave needs to remember who he's dealing with. Dave also knew this. Greg is not a retirement guy. Greg's never, he's not like, well, I'm done with the wood shop, ladies and gentlemen, turn off the lights and walk away. He's making tables to the day he dies, man. He ain't, and his dad did too. His dad, like Dr. Rocket, Jeff Glassman. Yeah. So let's put some other perspective on it that Dave's also aware of. Mrs. Burns. Hi. Hello. Who's trigger level, mine or Dave's? I'm sensing a touch of resentment, like the resentment a son feels towards his father after a family divorce. From like Dave's a little angry that Greg sold. Hey, dude. No one who worked there was happy that Greg sold. Not a single fucking person. And if they were, they're not happy now. They've had a fucking come to Jesus moment since then.
How loud do you think discussion of Greg has been since the affiliate fee increased?
Very loud. Very loud. The craziest data point is this, and it's funny, I don't know if CrossFit knows this, but in the State of the Industry report that just came out, one of the things on there is like, hey, do you wish Greg, or one of the things is like, hey, what would you like to see in 2024? And there were like 3 or 4 choices, right? Something like that. Mm-hmm. And then there was a place you could just write something in by hand. And 9% of the people wrote in by hand, that Greg comes back. And it's like, hey, dude, and Chris Cooper was on the show. He's like, that's fucking crazy. That wasn't even an option. Greg's name was never once mentioned in the survey. Right. And the part that CrossFit and Don and Dave are leaning on is that 84% of the people in that survey said that they were happy with the current state of affairs that CrossFit was in. Well, how did 9% then, without being questioned, just say, hey, we want Greg back? That's That's drippy, right? In ballot, right? And that's a significant
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this is a fucking pirate shirt. Draw your dagger. Sevan looks like your aunt who took up an adult watercolors class at the community college.
That's pretty good.
No, stop it, Caleb. You just want some shirt misery. I'm going out on a limb here wearing my war shirt buttoned up to the neck today.
Feeling a little
Even
claustrophobic up there?
Yeah.
Up to this point, he's way beyond fitness, especially with this dive into the science world. But that being said, I do know he cares about people. He cares a lot about affiliates. And I do know that people matter to him and affiliates matter to him. And so some tension of doing something for them in the broken science realm, I could see maybe being a possibility. But in terms of in the fitness space, I just don't buy that. So, but I just really want to reiterate that no.
Uh-oh, what do you think he's going to reiterate? I have a guess. What do you think he's going to reiterate, Caleb?
There's not going to be a competing company.
Okay, what do you think he's going to reiterate, Spin?
It's Greg's fault.
Well, okay, I was going to say he's going to reiterate that Greg wasn't pushed out and he sold the company. And if he does that, then maybe we do have a angry little son, maybe, because he's already driven home. Let's see what he's going to reiterate.
Notion that he was not in control of this moment and of that time, that he was not in control of his destiny at that time. He knew exactly what was going on. He knew exactly what he was doing. And honestly, he knew what it represented, meaning the sale. It's not CrossFit. I said this to someone in an email the other day. They said something about Greg, and I said, hey, I love Greg and I love what he created, but it's not his anymore. CrossFit is not his. He will always be the guy who created it. He will always be the founder of CrossFit, but he chose to sell the company and to step away. And that is the bottom line. And now to think for a second.
I'm fucking calling Greg when the show's over and asking him if he wants to start a company with me. Is he like trying to motivate me?
That anyone who bought something from Greg is then going to do everything the way Greg wants it is ridiculous. And actually, at this point, too, you think about the leaders that are involved in running CrossFit now. That's a couple of generations.
Well, this goes back to what Spin's point. He's saying, hey, you think that anyone who bought it is going to do it the way Greg did. He's going to say you're batshit crazy. Someone new bought it. And so Spin is saying at the beginning of the show, and Spin, correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying, fine, we know they're going to do it different. So what have you added to it?
Right.
And we're like, DEI council?
Right.
Hires based on your looks, not on your merit. Made interns head of directors. I mean, come on, dude.
Later, meaning the original crew who bought CrossFit, or the original.
The best thing CrossFit's done since Greg sold it is hire Dave back.
Not the private equity firm, but the actual leaders who run the company. Most of them have all rotated out. And now there's people who were even further distanced from, call it Greg's expression of CrossFit. All right. I hope that answers your
Wow.
question.
Did he just say what I think he said? He's saying that now we're because so many people have come and gone since Greg sold it, we're even further away from what CrossFit used to be. I thought the whole point of bringing Dawn in is to unfuck the fucking fuck-ups Rosa made.
I think that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, I heard that too.
That Rosa and his team are now gone, and now it's Don and
His
new
team.
team. So
Man.
I still, again, I go back to, okay, now let's see you move it forward.
Right. All right. We'll start with the behind the scenes. That'll be the best thing you guys have done since purchase.
Next question. Next comment.
And Greg took that away. Greg made it so I couldn't do that. So that's an improvement. Thank you.
At NES 3400. I hope you address fire departments affiliating for free on one of the weekend reviews to come. I'd love to hear.
Is there anything else we want to say
sure
about that? Any analysis we want to do about that?
I think the point where he says that he had to respond to an email about Greg not being there, and etc. That kind of confirms that the voices have gotten very loud in the last month, that questions are going to him directly about why should I continue to reaffiliate? Should I pay the extra $1,500? And it's going to him. And probably the majority of it is, why should I do this if it's not like what Greg has built?
Do you think it's hard for him because so many people do see him as the leader, but he's not the leader? And so he's
like, no, I got to do Don Fall's job.
Well, no, not that he has to do Don Fall's job, but it limits his response. It's like someone coming to you wanting to for help, and you want to help them, but you just can't.
Who's the face of CrossFit right now?
Dave Castro.
Dave Castro.
He's the only one using his voice, I think.
Right. And the only time Don comes out is to talk about affiliate fee increases and go on a podcast or two and talk about business,
30 million members,
objectives and strategy, what they're going to do.
And he's the longest employee there. He's been there forever.
Right.
And most trusted and most knowledgeable and worked in the most departments and the most well-connected.
But it's ultimately not his decision of where things go. He may have a voice in that, but he's having to follow what's ultimately decided.
Remember to everyone, this in the comments here, someone says, remember to everyone that CrossFit is bigger than any one person or entity, even Greg. I do want to say this, add this tiny little sliver here. Greg did something for CrossFit that gave CrossFit its fucking swagger, which was to correct the public health record on the regular. Squat below parallel. Don't eat refined carbohydrates. All sorts of things, even things about liberty and your freedoms. And no one will ever do that from HQ again. And so the best they can do now is parrot and dumb down what he left them with. So be careful saying that. Greg used to say that dumb shit too, and a lot of people I worked at HQ, you don't understand, this is community, this is bigger than Greg. It's like, careful what you're saying there. Just fucking get a big old dose of humble pie and just choose a good leader. We all have the ability to choose a leader. And do you want your leader to be? Who do you want your leader to be?
CrossFit is more than thrusters and pull-ups, right? It's a way of life. And right now, the only thing I hear from CrossFit is come do some fitness. Come into the gym, do some fitness. Don't be lonely.
Don't worry about the nutrition part. Just show up.
Right.
I mean, dude, our leader was just like, fuck supplements. Even though all of us took supplements, he said, fuck supplements. And we knew he was right. Hold on, where's my creatine? It's like, yeah, he kept us on target. All right, here we go. Continuing. Caleb, is there anything you want to say?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
But you still have the show will be another 10 or 15 minutes if something happens.
Right.
Okay.
A lot of others
I'm
would
ending
as well. So there's a place on the website under the FAQ for affiliation where it talks about this. And basically, as long as it's in the firehouse and it's not run for profit, you can run a CrossFit, or the CrossFit affiliation is for free. So let me read you this section. If you plan on opening one of the following types of affiliates, you may be eligible to have your fees waived. Please reach out to affiliate support at CrossFit.com for more information. Military, school, primary or secondary, university, fire department, or law enforcement. In order to qualify for the fees waived, you must be located on the base campus, provide access to only members of that unique community, and be free of charge. So all that information is found out on, hold on one second, CrossFit.com/open CrossFit gym. So if you want more information, and then if you scroll down under the FAQ, there is a place where it says, what if I plan on opening a military, school, university, law enforcement, or fire department affiliate? Thank you to Austin Maliolo for collecting and giving me all that information to share with you guys. So that's the answer. So yes, but there's a couple rules required to that. At Jordan Webb,
Is it free?
115. Dave, I had the pleasure of meeting
What
you
was
at
the
Legends this
takeaway
last
there? Is it
weekend.
free?
Yes, it's free.
Okay.
As long as you're providing a free service to the members or the
To the
firefighters,
firehouse,
police
yeah.
officers, the military members,
school.
any of the school, whatever, like it's a free affiliation. You just have to apply for it.
All right. Why would you want to be an affiliate if you're not making money? I wonder what the
Well, I wonder if you gain the same amount of access as you would if you were a regular affiliate, like you get access to
like
cap and
access to early tickets for games, open
right.
shit. Okay. All right.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense. All right.
And just to be part of the community.
right. You're just like, oh, this is the FDNY CrossFit, or
Like you're proud of it. Hey, we know CrossFit has the fittest people in the world. We hang this flag up. It's good for her.
Mhm.
All right.
exactly.
Picture together and sent it to our mutual friend in Cookville. I started and run a high school affiliate and would like to know if there's any discussions about how to help improve and grow school-based programs within the community. At the ground level, for sure, there's a lot of momentum and movement on how to help those communities. We actually have an educators course that we're running in the UK and we're taking online and are going to run soon globally on an online platform. So yes, but I think it's definitely an untapped realm and something that we should really explore and lean into a little more and help foster to make it successful. At Jediah Nelson 2924, disappointed you went to Legends and
that was the guy just saying, hey, how do I open a CrossFit gym in my high school? What the fuck was that question?
Yeah, and I guess get education from it too. I mean,
all right, I'm gonna pass on that one. If you do want to take a seminar regarding CrossFit that I heard reviewed today on this morning show, the Expanding Horizons seminar, which is put on by Debbie and at CrossFit Crave and Matt Schindeldecker at CrossFit Crave, you should check that out. Sounds like an incredible program that your gym can make a serious impact on your community and make a lot of money going through this seminar. It's called the Expanding Horizons seminar.
Yet with Will Wad taking over Adapted, there was no visit to support their efforts. Had a conversation with Boz there, yet no Dave. Okay, so my presence not there.
So someone's pissed that he went to Legends but not Wheel Wad.
Does not mean we're not supporting their efforts. And actually, Boz and Heather's presence there show how much we are supporting their efforts. There's limited time and ability I have to travel to all of these things, and anyone has. So at times we have to divide and conquer. And that example, Boz and Heather going to Wheel Wad, Boz and Heather going to the Teen Pit Throwdown. I didn't go to either of those, but their presence there was showing that CrossFit totally supports and is getting behind it. The fact that I wasn't there and was able to go to Legends, prioritize going to Legends and not go to those others, my presence there shouldn't be the signal of if we're supporting or not. If it was off of that, it's too short-sighted and it's too dependent on me as an individual, which isn't the case. So we do support those events, and the team members being there is the show of support.
because otherwise you'd show it on social media.
That's true. You want to go into that a little bit more, Spin? What you mean by that?
Just go back to the CrossFit Games Instagram the last 2 weeks and count the number of posts that highlighted, celebrated, announced the winners of Wheel Wad for the Adapted Division or Legends Masters. There might be 2 posts, maybe. And so you can have people there, right? That's fine, but there's not much else beyond that.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I have an idea.
There's one. There's a
the guy with the missing arm. Listen,
Yep.
if you are sure, how many pictures is it? Let's see how many pictures. 2, 3, 4. Wait. Like go back to the black guy. Wow, look at his arm. That's a crazy position for his arm to be fucking stuck in. All right, go on. Sorry. That's the famous girl, right? That's the famous one-legged girl.
Yeah, she's with Proven. Amy Beam, I think it is. Bream.
Yeah. Oh shit, we went down on Twitch.
Does anybody watch you on Twitch?
Yeah, occasionally one. Two quick things here. Basically, what they could have done is instead of spending any resources sending Boz, Heather, or Dave anywhere, they could have just saved all of that money. They shouldn't have sent anyone anywhere and used that money to do more media for those events. That could have been one option. I don't know which is better, but that's one way. Just stop flying people around and use the money. The second thing is it's so fucking easy to do. If they just had a fucking podcast or anyone they could have just asked me to do it and been like, hey, Sevan, can you not talk about tits, swear, or say anything about vaccines and come on to our podcast and help us? And I would have driven people there all weekend like we did for Wheelwad, like we did with Tim Murray, like we did with Jedediah. It's so easy to just generate buzz and hype around shit. It's so they just have they've cultivated and developed zero tools. It's so frustrating. I even text Kevin Ogar midstream and said, hey, do you care if I play a little bit of your stream on my show? He said, no problem. We had how many hundreds of people watching. They had 33 watching and we got the eyeballs on it. And we're not doing it. It's not mercy views. Like we sincerely give a fuck. Let us fucking peep that shit. And they could generate that sincere interest too from there. And they just haven't cultivated that talent, those tools. They're not letting people go. They're too controlling over there. Just let some shit go. Let Chase or Conway or someone run some shit over there. What were you going to say?
Go back to when I went to Wadapalooza last year. I put out more content than anybody at CrossFit, and they had a whole team of people there.
Right.
And they had better access than I did. I just had a regular media pass. It still got better stuff than them.
Significantly better. Significantly better.
It's not difficult.
You had significantly better and more stuff single-handedly than their entire team. Yeah, no doubt. Everyone knew that. I appreciate the remembrance of that. Yeah, that was not you got the crazy footage of Guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was nuts. Draw your dagger. I am leaving the YouTube gang and starting a Sevan Twitch gang. Let's start a revolution. That'd be cool. I'll let you come watch movies in my private movie theater. Oh, wow. Blackface John. Twitch is only for white people. Fuck Twitch. I ain't doing that. Save on. Oh, maybe I should change the spelling of my name. Okay, here we go.
At Burn 1808. Hi, Dave. I placed my order for the Evo olive oil and shirt combo deal, and I'm greatly looking forward to receiving them. I'm hoping for your success as you branch out into business. You must already report a beef. No Sevan discount code. We Sevanistas don't really want or need an actual discount, but want to register a CEO pride with our purchase. There will never be a fucking Sevan discount code. I will tell you that now. Also, making this association can only help.
Damn.
Trigger warning.
Class up your brand. If you want to be a tycoon, you have to think like a tycoon. If I want to be a tycoon, I am not going to associate with that fucking guy.
My toothpaste is going to outsell his olive oil. My toothpaste is going to outsell his fucking olive oil. I promise you.
Damn.
I'm going to get my friends Bill and Katie to help me sell olive oil. Okay, we'll see.
You sure you didn't watch this already?
No.
Okay.
Why? What made you think I did?
Just keep hit play.
All right. Why? Is there something more coming up?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, fucking up. Haley, send back Dave's Christmas present. No, change it. Give it to Greg.
For my olive oil. At Burn 1808. Update, same guy. Update. Super fast delivery. Placed my order Monday night, and the olive oil arrived at my doorstep on Friday morning. Thanks. A couple other olive oil comments. I'm launching your olive oil into the trash. It ruined my car's engine, which led into this one at Burn 1808. I massaged it into my scalp and ended up cornrows, which I think is a jab at the cornrows I had at the games in a number of years ago. So the olive oil launched last week. It did really well. Sold out in about 36 hours. It was a lot of work. I signed every single one. I packaged every single one, signed and labeled.
How much do you think that this show sold for him? I bet you it's more than 50% of his bottles.
Easily.
Yeah. You
Yeah, you
douche
see?
nozzle. You
Pick
go
up.
ahead.
I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Signed and everything.
Wow. Have you used it yet?
Nope.
It's pretty good.
Man.
Got some for my dad too. He really likes it.
You think he's trying to subtly tell me that he wants to break up with me, or do you think he's flirting with me?
Hard to get.
I think he's flirting with you. Yeah.
Okay.
He's pushing you away to get you closer.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Never mind.
He's really pumped up this week. The last 2 weeks, he's been fucking on fentanyl. Oh, what are you going to say? Go ahead. Let me hear it. What?
No, I'll say it after the show.
Okay.
Put them into packages and ship them off. And I tried to do it in a timely fashion. So as soon as we received the orders, the problem was a lot of orders came in. And so for this initial buyout or sellout, I had purchased a few months ago a 50-gallon drum from my supplier, had it all packaged or bottled into the 250 milliliter tins. Some I sent to Rogue at the Invitational, and they sold out there. Then I had to set them out here for this launch. And then there's another 100 tins that I'm shipping to Bill actually today to sell on the Rogue site. So it's all sold out.
Oh, shit.
See? Told you.
Classic.
Dear Bill, you going to sell my toothpaste or what, Bill? Bill and Katie. Katie got a big old grill. She could use my toothpaste. It'll be Katie's grill, Dave's grill, and who's the guy I had on this morning? He got a crazy grill.
Matt Torres.
Yeah.
Do you see Katie did the 24-hour row, the standard,
Wow.
She did.
the Rogue challenge?
Holy shit. How'd she do?
I don't think it's on the leaderboard yet, but yeah, she did
Damn.
it 24 hours.
So basically you just are supposed to stay on the row for 24 hours in row?
Yeah, look at her hand, look at her fingers, taped them all up.
Put your gloves on, not your hands out. Wow, she's fucking what a savage. Look at Tosh Cook Butterfly right on Mrs. Katie. Wow.
I think on the stories there was like a picture of just tape everywhere. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, she that's from her?
Yeah, taping her fingers over and over and over again.
Oh, 3-person teams.
It can be individuals.
Oh.
It can be individuals, 2, 3, or 4. I think it is.
What does that mean? The standard with the check mark? That's just something fancy she did with with the graphics in.
That she completed it. Yeah.
Would you ever do that? 24-hour row?
I mean, it sounds kind of interesting. You don't row the entire time. Like she was, they showed a picture of her laying down and stuff like that. So you do take breaks, but I'm sure somebody crazy will go for 24 hours straight.
Dude, that would ruin me for a week. My sleep would be all fucked up. My body would be fucked up. What a mess. My wife would hate me. Okay.
I'm saying because that 100 is sold to Bill or Rogue, and in a few days they'll post it online or they'll post it on Rogue. So you can, once it's posted there, I'll put a message out on my Instagram or whatnot. But basically, there's still an opportunity from this batch to buy 100 tins, but those will be for sale at Rogue. And so I'm in the process of buying more, and I'm also looking at some varietals or actually some different blends. So I'm excited about continuing to explore the space. And what's really cool is the number of people who've hit me.
I heard he's partnering with a coffee company. Yeah. I just fucked that up for you, huh? I heard he's partnering with a coffee company. The best one. The best coffee company.
You act like you're the only one that has heard that, though.
Oh, you've heard that?
Yes.
Oh.
Yep, saying how good it really tastes. And that
Caleb.
Oh, what? Fuck. I thought it was
the whole intent to
Starbucks.
find high quality, locally sourced. first premium olive oil that I think is great, and that you guys too, I hope will think is great. Okay, a couple more comments, and then I'm done because I've been going for a long time. At Brad Anderson 3241, good evening, Dave. In the dark ages of my bodybuilding life and before my current CrossFit days, I would sometimes get my healthy fats by just drinking olive oil straight. I think it'd be a great promotion for your product to take a shot of it straight on the Weekend Review. Once I start getting into fancy marketing and fancy product storytelling, maybe I will do that, but not yet. Just baby steps in this effort. I've drinking olive oil straight too, even for some of my endurance efforts. So I'm thinking about making little olive oil single shot packages, but that's further down the road. And final comment. Are you a car guy or gearhead? TDC meaning top dead center, referring to the timing of an engine, top dead center. And your logo has a timing chain and cover piston on it. I love it. Just curious. It's timing chain cover and piston on it. You might be thinking of the gun. That's a gun in the center. Or actually, no, there is a piston, but that piston is referring to a motorcycle. So the whole piston part of it is the motorcycle aspect of my life. And I've been into riding pretty much since I was a child. Dirt bikes, street bikes, all kinds. So I ride motorcycles here at the ranch and sometimes to commute. And so that aspect of it is what there is the piston. Timing chain cover, though. I don't know. Maybe you think that's the center, which is the pistol, but the piston is definitely on there. All right. Thanks for watching the Weekend Review.
Hold on one second here.
Because I've been going for a long time. Be a great promotion for your product. Drinking olive oil straight to your head. TDC meaning top dead center, referring to the timing of an engine.
Top dead center. TDC. Top dead center. No. Listen. Yes, thank you. Sevan Coin TDC. Yeah, that's just like I'm gonna name James Seeley's gang. I'm gonna give them a name at some point. Something better than the losers. The crew. You don't want to make money at the game? Sign up with James Neely. But yeah, the Dave Castro. Great story there. I'll tell it sometime. Christopher Gorney, did I miss Sevan's tears? No. Oh, good. Yeah. Crazy. Okay, so quite the discussion on what if Dave bringing this up brings more attention to Greg possibly starting a competitive company than any attention that's ever been brought to it, wouldn't you say?
More? No.
Where else is that? The only other places that I've seen that possibly that attention coming from is the CrossFit Book Instagram or this podcast.
Right. I'm saying your show gets more reach than
right.
Dave's.
Okay, then let me it makes it more real, right? That he's acknowledging it. There's some validation to if it was just air, now it's water. He's turned it into like, oh. It's like the first time he mentioned Hiller. All of a sudden it's like, oh, so you guys do see Hiller.
It also leads me to believe that there is some conversation at HQ about it. Right. If
I don't know how there couldn't be. Just even if it's just casual around a drink or two. Oh, Greg's non-competes up in 9 months. I wonder what he's up to.
Or all these affiliates keep asking me, keep sending me emails. They're pissed, blah, blah, blah. Like whatever. It's got to come up now. Do they have some formal 3-hour brainstorming session of how to approach it if something does happen? Probably not. But I have to imagine that it's been heard and discussed, even if just casually.
Have you seen this Instagram account, Brian? It's like the. Have you seen this thing, Caleb?
I think so. The CrossFit Affiliate Collective.
Yeah. I probably got 20 DMs saying, "Hey, I want to join that." I'm like, "Hey, cool, go ahead." Like I've no part of it. I don't know the people. I don't know jack shit. I know how there couldn't be because none of them talk to each other. That people at HQ, some of the people there I know don't know how to talk. Kenneth DeLapp, in my mind, Brandsetter only comments when he's drunk. Makes it even more funny somehow.
It's probably eggnog.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Brandstetter drinks. The CrossFit Affiliate Collective, organizing to protect the community we love, calling all affiliates past and present. The time has come to organize to collectively protect the community we love and the methodology. There's a group of us working to make this happen. If you want to help, send us a DM, follow us to learn more. How many followers does this have? We are organizing affiliates
1100.
outside. Okay, 1,000. Oh, is that from the Sevan Podcast or is that from you personally?
They follow Sevan Podcast.
Oh, interesting. This is not an attempt to replace a hostile takeover or a coup d'etat, a sales pitch. Dude, look at this. You can't follow accounts right now. We limit how often you can. Man,
That happens to new accounts, so that you don't create a new account and then just start following thousands of people.
Which is funny because they prompt you to follow people as soon as you activate an account.
You can follow a few, just don't follow too many.
Okay.
All right. Good night, Sabir and Kelly. Good night. James, that's the same bullshit that other Peckerwood said on Hiller's shit because he sold it. I like the word Peckerwood. What state is he from? I know you guys know. I don't, but I know you guys do. Peckerwood. That's some Tyler Watkins probably talks like that.
Some southern talk.
I can see Tyler calling John Young that. You Peckerwood.
Some East Tennessee.
All right, Mr. Spin, thank you. Caleb, thank you. I hope you got your money's worth, Mr. Spin.
I enjoyed it.
All right, cool. Guys, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Do we have a guest tomorrow morning?
Thought we had Tyson, but maybe not. Live call-in, it looks like.
There was I think we were supposed to have an affiliate. I wonder what happened to Souza.
How much are you getting on the sale of Every Second Counts these days? They just have a sale on it for $6.99.
Is that really true?
Yeah.
So you know what's funny is I do own 25% of that movie,
No.
and I haven't received money from it in I don't know, a couple of years. I'll send Dave. I'll call Dave right now. Actually, yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna send a. That's so awesome. You said that. I'm gonna send let me see to the attorney over there. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Every second counts. What's up, dude? What should I say? I'm just wondering about the royalties for Every Second Counts.
Where's my money, bitch?
I really like the guy over there. What's up, dude? Hey, hope all is well. Can you see if I can get my Every Second Counts royalty check? Thank you. Okay, that's good. Hey, what's up, dude? What's up, dude? Hope all is well. Can you new paragraph, 3 lines. What's up, dude? Question mark, space. Hope all is well. Period, space. Can you see if I can get my Every Second Counts royalty check? Is that what it's called? Royalty check?
Sure. I've never made a movie.
Sevan. All right, cool. All right. Oh, should I CC Dave? Oh yeah, I'll CC Dave. Dave might want. Dave's like 5% owner. Dave might want his too.
Will, it's $4 on YouTube.
Thank you.
It's actually $3 on YouTube, $3 on Prime, and $4 on Apple TV. So.
Or it's on sale now for $6.99 on Vudu, Google Play, iTunes, and Amazon. So
wow, there you go.
Now listen, there's no way Mrs. Slop said, "Call him live, you pussy." There's no way. Now listen, which in turn makes Mr. Slop a pussy for using his wife's YouTube. Please, come on, Mrs. Slop. Tell me, Papa, are you typing on Mrs. Slop's account? Because that is a puss move. Oh, good dude. Oh, I love you. You're a good dude. You tell Mrs. Slop I forgive her. Damn, you're a good dude. A little honesty here on the Sevan Podcast. Look at that. I would never. Look at that. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Your phone's on the charger. All right. Fuck. Swear away on Mrs. Slop's account then. Okay, guys. See you in the morning. There was this affiliate that I was trying to get on tomorrow. Susan's working late at the gym. I'll bug him. If not, just a live call show. You're not here tomorrow, Caleb?
No, I'm not. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Spin.
No problem.